years after their first meeting in Beijing, former rivals Mario and Sonic go head-to-head for pride and glory once again. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games delivers another multiplayer party with plenty of fan service, but the poorly implemented gesture controls have it missing the metal podium. Just like in the previous iteration, Mario and Sonic offers up a lot of different events and minigames for up to 4 players to participate in. They're the usual suspects based on the Winter Olympics, but aside from a few cheap thrills, they're merely watered-down experiences. There's some effort to keep things fresh with the inclusion of dream events, but they play just like the traditional games, with elements of Mario Kart and other hints of nostalgia mixed in. The heaping helping of fan service, which also draws on games like Super Mario Galaxy and Sonic Adventure, amounts to little more than smoke and mirrors. Aside from participating in the events individually, players can tackle the festival or party games modes. The party games mode masquerades as a unique diversion, but it still primarily relies on the standard experience. The same is true of the festival mode, which is a grind through the various events over the course of the mock Olympics. Even the inclusion of rival duels fails to amount to much. The handful of other distractions thrown your way, such as the ability to spend star tokens earned in events on unlocking extras in the shop, and comparing your best scores and times with others via the online ranking system, do little to make up for the rest of the package. Mario & Sonic offers multiple control options based around the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, and there's even support for the Wii Balance Board in a few cases. Though the Wii Remote works best, you'll encounter issues with the gesture controls regardless of which scheme you use. Since nearly every event relies on them, this is a big problem. Depending on what event you're playing, the controls can either be unresponsive or overly so. When you're figure skating, for example, the game will sometimes fail to pick up your jumps. Meanwhile, in speed skating, it's way too easy to accidentally trigger a stride. These issues are further compounded by the fact that some on-screen prompts are flat out confusing, and oftentimes completely obscured by odd camera angles. There's no Wii Motion Plus either, so if you're looking for precision, you won't find any here. And therein lays the biggest issue. Most of the events demand a bit of precision. Sure, there's a degree of handicap to compensate for, but for those trying to make any headway in the game, it's a giant bump in the road that will derail the experience.
This can't be.
Given that this is a sequel, it's even more inexcusable that these wrinkles have yet to be ironed out. Mario & Sonic keeps things simple with visuals that aren't very memorable. Most of the game looks like it's been recycled from the previous outing. It's obvious that the production was shortchanged simply by the fact that environments borrowed from previous Mario & Sonic titles look worse than their original counterparts. And aside from a handful of tunes, the soundtrack suffers from the same problems as the visuals. Mario & Sonic should have sat out the Olympic Winter Games. The lackluster controls put a huge damper on the experience for anyone trying to take the game seriously. Let's face it, the Wii has no shortage of minigame compilations that are more worthy of your time and money. You're best served by staying in this winter.